Second of all here, Adam, for you, what does a weekend that just happened with the Pro Football Hall of Fame, what does that do in terms of football, and how does that get you excited?
Well, to me, the Pro Football Hall of Fame weekend is always the start, the unofficial start of the football season. We saw the first football games on Sunday night. We're going to see more football games Thursday night, and they start coming fast and furious now, leading up to the regular season opener 1 month from yesterday between the Tennessee Titans and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And
also in the book you have about how only the chosen get to wear the GOAT jackets. Yeah. Can you tell us about the induction process, and what do you think of it? And obviously this weekend was more emotional than in weekends past.
Yeah, well, there are 32 voters from each of the NFL cities, and I think there are 11 at-large voters, and I think it's 43 altogether. Sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it's a little less, but that's a basic idea of the process. And they vote all year, and they whittle down the list of hundreds of candidates to about 15 candidates that they vote on the Saturday before the Super Bowl, and that's what you get from that weekend is the incoming Hall of Fame class. They did it last year the day before the Super Bowl. They'll do it again this year the day before the Super Bowl. And next year it'll be obviously be Emmitt Smith and Jerry Rice. They're deadlock cinch for the class of 2010, but the question is, will a guy like Chris Carter get in? Will a guy like Shannon Sharp get in? Will a guy like Dick LeBeau get in? There are obviously many worthy candidates.
Oh, no, definitely. Real quick question here for you, Mr. Schefter. This is Paul Short here in
hey,
the Sports Guys radio show. There was a little bit of discussion today on your new network, ESPN, and they were kind of chatting about T.O.'s future Hall of Fame status. I just wanted to know what you kind of thought about T.O.'s future in the Hall of Fame, if there is one.
Well, I'd have to sit down and really study it. I could tell you that he's had, from a production standpoint, some tremendous numbers, and that certainly will warrant consideration. To say whether he is or he isn't is a bit premature because he's got some time left in his career, and I haven't sat down and studied it. And there's a lot of work that goes into this. It's just not just making a snap decision. My instinct would be that he'll merit consideration, and it could go either way.
Okay, definitely. So now you're starting at ESPN on Monday. Maybe you could just kind of break down what you're going to be doing. Are you going to be on NFL Live, doing spots here and there on SportsCenter, or what's your schedule looking like?
Yeah, I'll do whatever they tell me to do. And I know that they're going to have me in studio on Monday night for the pregame show between the Giants and the Panthers, and I'll be in studio for the Monday night shows during the season and the Sunday morning show. So, again, that's the plan initially. Whether they're happy with it, whether they're not happy with it, we'll just have to see. But all I know is I'll go in there, I'll work hard, and whatever they want to do with me and whatever they tell me to do, I'm happy to go do.
I have two more questions here. I know you're limited on time. You have different stories about different players in your book. Which one do you think was the most inspirational to you?
There are so many that you can go through, and if you read every one of them in the class of football, the truth is you take something out of each one, and certain speeches would resonate in different ways with certain people. I think that my favorite speeches, when you look at it, I love the Michael Irvin speech, I love the Joe Gibbs speech, I love the Bud Grant speech, I love the Rayfield Wright speech. There are just any number of great speeches in that book that you would read and you would draw little lessons from.
Adam Schefter, moving over to ESPN, joining us here on the Sports Guys Show. My last question here for you is kind of a local one that a lot of people around here want to know. What are your thoughts overall on the Lions and what they've done this offseason? Where do you see them?
I like what the Lions did. I mean, I think they had a chance to do some unbelievable things during the offseason. They had a chance to pull off the trade for Jay Cutler for a second-round draft pick. They opted against it, and they invested in Matthew Stafford, and the reviews so far have been pretty favorable on Matthew Stafford, and if he turns out to be the quarterback the Lions hope, then everything's going to be great there in Detroit. I think that the team will be considerably better than it was last year. That's not saying much, but I believe they have the right people in there in charge, coaching the football team and making the decisions, and they'll get the job done here, and it'll be a much better team and organization, but it's a process here, and they were woeful, as everybody knows, last year, and they were better than their record indicated, though, as Bill Parcells says, you are what you are. I think the Lions should win 6 or 7 games. I really do.
All right. I know you're short on time, so we'll let you go, Adam, and hopefully we can have you on again. And we really appreciate you being on. And once again, it's Adam Schefter, and his book is called The Class of Football, Words of Hard-Earned Wisdom from Legends of the Gridiron. Thank you, Adam, very much.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate having me.
Hey, man. Take care.